our Whitefield congregation. Prabhuji has done his M.Tech from IIT Delhi and has worked in multinational companies as well. And Prabhuji was in Siemens, Germany for over 5 years. And Prabhuji came in touch with devotees there in Germany, and currently he is working at HP as a senior leader. Devotionally, Prabhuji has been practicing Krishna consciousness or following ISKCON for over 20 years. And Prabhuji is leading the inner circle in the Whitefield Center. And Prabhuji is one of the members of ISKCON Whitefield core team. And Prabhuji has been one of the strong pillars in ISKCON Whitefield since its inception and has been spread leading many preaching activities. Many souls have come into touch with ISKCON devotees and Krishna consciousness because of Prabhuji's sincere effort. And Prabhuji is a lover of scriptures, Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, Ramayana, those most beautiful scriptures. And along with that, Charitamrita as well. And Prabhuji has been studied all the scriptures deeply, not one time, but many times. So if you have any questions, and you can ask Prabhuji today regarding the Pure Christianity, whatever question that you have. And let us welcome and chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra once again to Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Om Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Krishnaya Vasudevaya. Devaki Nandanaya cha Nanda Gopakumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Om Ajnana Timirandhasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshuru Unmiritam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamini iti namini. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharini Nirbisesa Sunyavadi Paschata Desatarini. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So first of all, I would really like to thank you for spending this evening with us. Yes, it's a working day, and you would have many more options to go anywhere else, but you spend some time here to encourage your children. Right? Because most of the times we are so busy and we are so caught up within ourselves that hardly we find any time for our children. But I see all of you are so responsible parents. So responsibly, you have taken some time out of your busy schedule to come here to encourage and inspire and to see how we can really bring our children so nicely. So I would just like to ask some questions, right? So why you have sent your kids to this summer camp? Why? And everybody is comfortable with the English? Is that okay? So why you have sent your kids to this summer camp? So that like husband goes to the office, wife goes to the office, and what to do. Earlier is the kids, they used to go to school and nobody is there. So now let them go to this center so that they can have some free time. What is it? Or I see that okay, this ISKCON devotee, especially this our Karapuram devotees, they are very famous for their prasadam. Okay, let's send our kids so that they can have nice, delicious prasadam. What is the reason you have sent your kids here? Spiritual knowledge. To know culture. Okay, thank you. What is your good name? Ashwini. Very good. What else? What else? You must have some reason. Whatever we do with some reason, right? To learn slokas. Okay. Meanings as well. Very good. What else? Anybody else? Yes, from that side? To give respect to the elders and parents. Excellent. Okay, nowadays the kids, they don't listen. Okay. What else? To learn about our culture. To avoid gadgets. Yes. That's the most. To learn patience. Very good. To nurture religious thoughts. Excellent. What else? To learn discipline. Very good. What? They should know about Bhagavad Gita. Very good. What else? Yes, please. There is something inner nature. Very good. What else? Okay, I think we have heard some good amount of reasons. So before proceeding ahead, let's do a quick exercise, right? And all of you have really played during your kindergarten days, right? So what do you have to do? You have to just show me something. I'll ask something and you have to show me that. Okay? So let's start. Like we need an icebreaker before we get started, right? So we are coming up with a busy schedule. Okay. Show me your ears. Okay. Show me your eyes. Show me your nose. Show me your cheek. Show me your forehead. Right? Okay. I see still so many people kind of touching here. Huh? Why? Is it that you don't know where is forehead? Huh? I see so many people. Why? This is following. Why you are following? Like especially at home, right? We tell our kids, I am telling you, you should eat all the vegetables. And husband tells wife, I like only paneer. Right? Does it sound familiar? Right? We expect something from our children, but we don't behave. Right? We expect our children to follow what we say. Right? And we expect our children to follow what we say. But what they do? What do we do? Right? Do you agree? This is the most important principle All of us need to learn. So now you told so many reasons that you came. So how many of you qualify for all of them? You said you follow religious principles, you learn Bhagavad Gita, you talk about inner nature. Somebody said learn Bhagavad Gita slokas. How many of you know all of them? Or whatever you asked or expect from your children, how many of you do that? Can you please raise your hand? Can you please raise your hand? Right? You ask your kids, you learn Bhagavad Gita. Beta, wahan pe jao, you know. You go there and learn nice slokas. Learn nice values to be patient. And then once you come back from the office, right? And then you realize that, you know, you start taking food and somehow in the sabji, there's a little bit more salt. And then you start showing your Ugra Rupa. Right? And then you tell your kids, used to be patient, beta. What do you think they will follow? Right? They know that. You know how Papa gets angry when there is a little bit of, you know, more salt. Or how, right? Mama gets angry when Papa is little bit late from the office. Does it happen? And then Mama tells, beta, don't be angry, just cool down. What? Do you remember why exactly we also told our kids to go inside? Because once they hear all of this, right, the first question they will ask, Papa, what are you doing? Mama, what are you doing? Do you agree with this? So this is very, very important as a parents, right? To really be the role model, to be the exemplary, right? What we have been asking for our children, right? And yes, we might give so many reasons that no, I'm busy, I have kind of caught up with so many things, right? And yes, sometimes, you know, we also say that, okay, I'm so busy, you know, I'm checking my mobile, I'm there with, you know, watching something, right? But then, then kids also might say, yes, you know, whatever you think that is useful for you there in the mobile, I'm also finding something useful in my mobile, which is really, you know, interesting for me. Right? Because most of the kids or the parents, like somebody said, you know, we want to take our children away from the gadgets. But we should ask how much time we are away from the gadgets. Right? Because this is the most frequently asked question, right, by the parents, right, to us. How can you really ensure that our kids, right, they don't get really trapped? They don't become the servant of these gadgets. Yes, we want to be the masters, right? But, you know, this has become more smarter because this is a smartphone, right? Because nowadays this uses, you know, artificial intelligence because we don't have real intelligence, right? It now supersedes all the thoughts that is there, right? Right? And because we are become servant, and now we are telling our kids also, you follow my footsteps, be a servant of the smart guy, smartphone. Right? And do you know what is the effect now? You must be saying, right, how today's kids, they are so lonely, they are so isolated, they are so depressed, right? And there is so much of suicide happening. Right? Every other day we hear in the newspapers, right? You talk about recently SRM, right? Just right? We heard in some IITs and VITs and IIMs or in Kota, right? So many kids, right? So many teens. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. So many kids, so many teens, they are committing suicide. And who is responsible for that? Are the kids? Or who are they? Or the environment? Or the teachers? Who are the primary reasons? Do we really feel so? Do you really feel so? And by the way, do you know that where is the maximum suicide happening at this point of time? Which country has the highest suicide rate, especially in the teen age? in the age of, let's say, 11 to 29, you can say. These teens and early 20s. Do you know which country has the highest suicide rate in the world right now? America is the first. Anybody else? Any other guess? Mera Bharat Mahan. Yes, India, you can just do the kind of quick statistics. This is from the statistics journal, right? Especially in this teens category, right? India has the highest suicide, right? And we see that whatever kind of things are happening all around, right? It really bleeds our heart when we hear that parents are sending the children for wonderful life ahead, but then they are just ruining it in just a flick of moment. Do you hear it, or I'm just kind of giving a very pessimistic message? Do you hear this message every day? Just here, in a couple of years back in PSN, there was a suicide. It's not that, we used to hear that only farmers in some places they used to commit suicide. Now the most number of suicides are happening in the, so-called global forest and the concrete jungles of, the metropolitan city. And in India, what is the highest? Which city has the highest? Nammo Bangalore. Right? Yes, it is. It is so unfortunate. Because most of the times, even we don't understand, right? Our children are so isolated. How much time we spend? We can ask ourselves honestly, we don't even need to answer it. How much time do we spend with our children? Yes, we spend time at the office, we spend time with our, friends, with social media, right? Or in the malls. We want to buy so many things that we don't need with the money that we don't have to impress the people that we don't like. Isn't it? But then, who is so close to us within our family, hardly we kind of take care of them. Right? We might have so many friends and relatives that we want their likes and impresses, but then if you ask our spouse or children, hardly there is a good relationship then among themselves. There is so much broken families all around. Do you see that? Right? Especially you can just see, like at our age, your parents or grandparents, how much kind of the anxiety they had and how much of anxiety you have. Do you see that it is increased? Do you see that? Right? You feel that yes, you might tell your parents or grandparents, right? No, you don't understand what we are going through. And now do you understand what your children are going through? Right? They are also having so much of pressure, peer pressure, parental pressure, right? Ecosystem pressure. Right? Because my parents want, myself to be the number one in sports, number one in studies, number one in cultural program. Right? What else? Right? They should be really machos. They should be good at dancing. Right? We want our children to be good at everything, not good at the best at everything. Right? And do you realize how much pressure the kids are going through? Right? They are really turning apart. Right? So it is very, very important for all of these parents to realize what they are going through. Right? But then how to go about it? Right? Because in our culture, this mother and father, they have such a high position. Mother is considered the first teacher. Right? That's why it's called mom. Means if you just put it other way, it's called wow. Right? M-O-M, you put it that way, it'll be wow. Right? So mom has so much importance. Or especially for the kids, papas they sing a nice song, right? Chanda se pucha taro se pucha sitaro se. Any of you heard this song? Sabse pyara kaun hai? Papa, Mary Papa. You have heard this? Right? Yes. But just ask, right? What do you think would be your children would be thinking? It's just for the matter of they are singing. But then, right, if they really grow up, they would really see you as your role model. They would really see you as their role model. Right? Have you really given the foundation? Have you really given the values? Why? All the teens are falling apart, right? Because like if there is a building is there, if there is a building and if it has no strong foundation, right? And if you really build a big skyscraper, what will happen? Right? There is a little bit of breeze, right? It will fall down. Right? But if it is a strong foundation, you put so much of pillars, right? 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 It really goes deep. Then it really stays stronger. Right? Why there are some trees, right, which are really lonely? They really, if there is a little bit of breeze, there is some, hurricane, they really fall apart. But there are some trees which are living for thousands of years. How they live? Because once they are together, they are really connected together with their roots. They build a stronger, right, root system. Right? So it is very important for us, not to just build, help the kids build a big skyscraper, right, but build their strong values, right. So yes, parents, usually they say, हम खाना खिला रहे हैं, पिला रहे हैं, बड़ा कर रहे हैं, और क्या चाहिए parents को, और क्या करना चाहिए? We say that even the animals also they do that. They take care of the sleeping, eating, bringing up their kids, their children. What extra you are doing? You are also bringing some animal kids. Unless you are taking care of bringing the values for your children, unless you are kind of emphasizing for them to grow their roots stronger. Yes, values are more important than valuables. Values are more important than the gifts that we offer. The best gift that we can offer to our children is to be a best example. The best example that we can really be for them, that is the best gift that we can offer. Right? The values that we can offer, right, with our life is more important than whatever number of gifts that we might offer throughout our life. And it might be, I-15 or I don't know, lakhs of rupees of gadgets. Hardly it matters. But if you live your life with those values, that they will remember forever. Do you agree so far? Or any questions, comments? Because it's very important. If we are aligned on this principle, that we have so much of responsibility to bring our children. Because they are expecting so much from us. Right? Because most of the times what the parents, usually I say there are 4 kinds of parents are there. One kind of parents, they see that, oh, my children, right, my kids, they are like so much a burden to me, right? It's a really burden to me. Somehow or other, right, we got married because we want to enjoy, and now parents are telling, we should have a grandkids. That's why we have brought it, but otherwise we are so busy in our work, we are so busy in our day-to-day life, right? We have seen, like, unfortunately, and right, there was one CXO of one startup company in Bangalore, right? How she killed her son. Some of you might have heard it, right? How they really feel that, like, their kids as a burden for their life, right? Or some people, they take their kids as the most cherished gift, the treasure. Papa, kya chahiye bolo, I'll just give it to you. Right? They just offer whatever the kids they like. Right? The best of the things, without thinking anything else. You kids tell whatever, and then the parents will bring it for them. And third category of the parents, they feel that my kids, they are the projects for me. They plan the milestones for the children. Right? From 7th standard, we'll send it to, Allen, and then 8th standard, he has to be Olympiad, and then 9th standard, he has to score 99 percentile, 10th standard, he have to do this, and 12th standard, and 99.99 percentile in the IIT or in a NEET. So I really plan everything, what my child should do. Because I could not become a doctor, my child should be a doctor. I could not go to IIT Bombay, my child should go to IIT Bombay. I really plan full-fledged for my child. He should not decide, I need to decide. Because I am the project owner for my child. Do you really feel that? Huh? I don't want to ask you, but you can self-assess yourself. Right? Which category you belong to. You think your child as a project, or as a burden, or as a treasure. But there are 4th kind of parents, right, who are, we call as responsible parents. Right? What they do? Yes, they understand their children. They understand the talent the Lord has given to these children. Because whoever we are so unique. But then our parents makes us duplicate. Oh, you have to be like that. Chacha ka beta, how he has done, you should be like that. Oh, my friend's neighbor's child, he has scored like this, you should be also like that. So we are born as a unique, but we are made duplicates. That's what we do, right? Right? We should try to understand what the talent Lord has given to my kid. How he or she is unique. And then how can really identify it and how we can really fan that spark. I'll tell you one small story. One time what happened? One time there was an eagle, right? Eagle was really flying high in the sky. And then she was a sea eagle. And then somehow, right, because of the maternal love, she dropped her egg, right, in a farmer's yard. And somehow it really fell on in a hen's nest, right? And at that point of time, the hen realized that, I have so many eggs of mine, but there is one special egg, right? But then this hen, anyway, she's a mother, right? She tried to hatch all the eggs, including that special egg that was really dropped from the eagle. And over a period of time, all the eggs got hatched, and there came beautiful chicks, all these small chicks. And then she realized there is a special egg, and it is taking more time. But she put a lot more effort, and finally, right, that special egg also, hatched and come up with a very beautiful, bird. And then over a period of time, all these, small birds, right, they went around, right, and because most of them were chicks, they were just going around, and finding the grains, here and there. And the special, right, bird also, was also going with them, like that. But then she was feeling that, and I'm not feeling comfortable, right? Sometimes she was thinking that, some birds are flying. But she was sharing that, I also want to fly, to her siblings. The others were saying, you are stupid, if you go up, you will fall down and you will die. But then still, somehow this special bird was thinking that, no, I meant to fly, I want to fly. But, was not getting the opportunity. And finally the farmer realized, this is a special one. And this one is meant to fly. And then that farmer took that special bird, that eaglet, to the top of the tree and said, yes, you are meant to fly. He gave a good pep talk. And then what happened? Still that eaglet fell down. Right? After multiple times, we saw that how, right? The birds of the same feather, they were really going around. Right? And finally, right, she started flying. Because that's what happens most of the times. Most of the times, we try to copy others. We don't understand what is our identity. Right? We don't understand what is our identity. As we are saying, we're just trying to just eating, sleeping, mating and defending. We're just trying to take care of our body. But how we need to understand that we are not the body, but the soul. Right? Yes, taking care of the body is not good enough. We have to take care of the soul. Right? If there is a bird in the cage, is it good enough you take care of the nest only? Right? The cage only? You feed the bird, isn't it? Why everybody is so empty? Right? Because we are not feeding this soul. Because they are thirsty, they are hungry. Okay. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, is it okay? Okay. So yes, we need to realize that we need to feed the bird, we need to feed the soul. It's not just good enough to take care of this body only. Yes, there are different levels of development that needs to happen, right? Because most of the times as the kids, they born, they identify everything with just eating, right? Whatever you give, they'll just test it with eating. Tastes good, can I eat it or not? Isn't it? And once they grow up, they identify with their mother, father, right? And then they identify with their, ego, right? How somebody is giving respect, how somebody is really loving, right? But then, as they grow up, right, they should also grow up to understand who they are. And that yes, I am the soul, and I am really part and parcel of the Supreme Lord, and it's my responsibility, right? How can I really develop myself, re-establish my relationship with the Supreme Lord? And if I really don't establish that relationship of myself with the Supreme Lord, then I am not doing the complete justice. In our scriptures it is mentioned, right? If as a teacher or as a mother or as a father, right, if somebody is not taking care of, right, their dependence, right, on the path of immortality, right, then we are not doing that justice. That's why it's asato ma sadgamaya, tamaso ma jyotirgamaya. Right? Why we are saying that? Right? Yes, we have to really bring our children, right, from that mortality to immortality. And yes, we can do it by first of all we following it. Unless we follow it ourselves, we cannot expect our children to follow it. So this is the first principle. Right? But any questions or comments before we proceed? We can go on, but I think we are also running out of time. Any questions or comments you have? Yes, please. Yes, it is the responsibility of the parents to text their brain, to use their brain, what my child likes. Right? And every kid, they are different, as I said. Right? Like, if you ask, especially my family, right? I have a son who really, very sportive, right? And at the same time, I realized that he's good at playing instruments. Right? Somehow we really leverage that. And he's now playing so many beautiful instruments for the pleasure of the Lord. And my daughter, right, she doesn't like to kind of go out and do sports and things like that. But she is more introvert, I would say, right. And then she likes music, right. And we really engage her, really learning some nice music and nice bhajans for the glorification of the Lord, right. Or there could be some kid, right, who might be good at painting. Right? Some kids, they might be very good at, telling stories. There are some kids, right, who would be good at really organizing some of the things, right. Recently we had organized in our, apartment community one Rath Yatra program, right. And it was completely planned and executed by all the kids and teens. Yes, we have to identify. And that's where we see that the kids who are there in Krishna conscious movement, they show their leadership quality. They strengthen their communication skills. Recently somebody was saying that, oh yes, all the kids, right, all the teens, they are having a tremendous pressure because AI will take away all the jobs. But they were saying that one skill that is really important, that will really keep them on the edge, is really the storytelling, communication, leadership skills. Right? This is what we can really offer it to our children. Right, through all these programs, you see how beautiful these kids are, how they really organize amongst themselves. Because once you go to this broader, this big corporate schools, right, hardly they get an opportunity to showcase themselves. They really go in a very stereotyped way. Right? It is a parent's responsibility. Because yes, earlier, that was the responsibility of the Gurukul teachers, right, to identify those hidden talents. Right? You see in the Pandavas, each of them, they were very unique. Right?
Their teacher didn't force them that, oh, all of you should be archers. Oh, all of you should be really good at, the spears or, the clubs. No, teacher identifies, okay, you are good at this, you should do that. It's a responsibility. Definitely there must be something. Right? So it's really important. Instead of saying no to something, how we can really engage in some way that they will say yes to it. In Bhagavad Gita, this is the principle called, higher test. Right? Like if the kid is really, playing with a knife, right? How do you really get rid of the knife? The kid might be very, fiercely holding that. If you say, just leave it, he might not leave it. But then if you just put a nice sweet, whatever he or she likes, right? Then automatically you will leave it. You'll take your sweet, whatever you might offer. Right? So you have to give, you have to identify, right? And it's not like one size fits all or one solution fits all, right? And especially this Krishna conscious, this movement really gives us ample opportunities, right? And you can really see, come in association of devotees, right? You learn so many things. Yes, maybe somebody really like to learn slokas. Somebody maybe like to learn stories. We cannot tell that, no, she is learning 100 slokas, you should also learn 100 slokas. No, yes, we should give that freedom to our children. And if you think that, yes, right, like this kid has that potential, yes, he should memorize all the 700 verses. We have one devotee here, just staying maybe around 2 kilometers from here, just next to our Hudi breeze. There is one lady who has remembered all the 700 verses of Bhagavad Gita. Right? Yes. We need to identify, we need to really, engage them, right? As per what exactly and Lord has given as a gift to them. Makes sense? Right? Yes. And first of all, as a parent, I should be intelligent enough. What are the options available? Right? Once you come in the association, that's why you really learn. Okay, any other questions or comments? All clear? Now we are perfect parents. Yes, this parenting, it's not the objective is to be really perfect. It's a journey, right? But then once we come together, we learn from each other. We get inspiration from each other. And we say this process is very simple, right? This process is very simple. This is A, B, C, D, E. We come in the association of devotees. We read some books like Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, so many beautiful books, right? These are the kind of the scriptures that is there forever. These are the manuals for us. And then we come in the association of the devotees. We engage our mind. We engage our mind with the mantras. Right? This mantra. Mantra means manas trayate iti mantra. Yes, everybody is so much of having anxiety, but they don't know how to really channelize the mind. Right? And it is possible by chanting this Maha Mantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Right? And yes, chanting is a very important way to really engage our mind, engage our children's mind, in the right direction. So I would request all of you, you chant. You don't ask your children to you start chanting. Once you start chanting, they will follow you. Alright? Yes, after a period of time, they will follow you. And then you take Krishna Prasadam. Don't take any junk food. It really ruins the health. Right? And make them a habit, to come in front of the deity, give a thanksgiving to them. Right? And create a positive environment. Right? That's what is A, B, C, D. These are 5 principles all of you should learn. Bring them a night association like this beautiful center. Give them the right books. Write story books from Ramayana, Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, and so on. And engage them in chanting the slokas, chanting this Maha Mantra. Give them the prasad. It's called diet, right? And create a positive environment. And whatever we do, please create a right example in yourself. Okay? Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.